yesterday, after heading out, my client decided he wanted to drink and that he wanted to go out, and well, that's exactly what I did. I went and drank with him, and I went and went out, showed him a little bit more of Lisbon, and it was fun, but I think it got a little bit out of hand. Got home at 6. It was a little bit much, to be honest. I didn't really feel like going out and doing all that. But it is what it is. And if he wants to, I will do it. Also, I think he's become a friend, right? So he's not in Lisbon all the time, all that stuff. So since I can only do it while he's here. But now it's such a nice day. Yesterday was so rainy and cloudy and shit. Today is back to blue skies, so it's really nice to wake up and go for a walk with my dog. Have it not be complete dog shit weather. I'm still in recovery, but I would say, the thing is, maybe I think some people might not consider it the most productive use of my time, going out. I went out, I went drinking, all this stuff. The thing is, though, the relationships that I built. Obviously, I went to the event first. I met a couple of people, got a couple of new leads. This guy invited me to a conference in Paris. He's staying at some house with a bunch of other founder friends, so I might do that. That would be really fun. All of that, those relationships are really worth it. They make or break. It's all about the people. And so, yeah, sure, maybe it wasn't the most hardcore productive time of my life, but the relationship that I built with those new people, and then the relationships that I strengthened. So I went out with my client and the guy from Startup Lisbon. Those relationships are really, really worth it to kind of build, because I know that's effectively what then brings me deals and opportunities, is the fact that I have these connections and I have people with whom I've established trust. So yeah, I think it's also important. Now, I made an exception to go out, but I have not been going out at all. Very much kind of been staying in. So one night is not a problem. It's not. Yeah, I haven't been out in a long time. So anyway, today what's on my plate is I have to revise the proposal that I made because the client wants some changes, or the prospect wants some changes. I have to do some BLE stuff, and yeah, that's the plan right now. It's just do the work. I mean, yeah, I'll probably record something a bit later with more thoughts or something. That's a bit out of it for the time being, so I just want to execute on stuff that's not a bit mindless. I don't think I have too much. I don't know, do something with a very heavy mental load right now. Okay, it's now, so I'm about to sleep. Today was probably one of the least productive days I've had in a long time. But to be fair, last night was a lot. And yeah, but just so I realized later in the day, I met this guy from BlackRock while I was out, who's taking some vacation, whatever. He's on leave, and I totally forgot that I even met him. I was definitely not sober when I met him, and anyway, we got his LinkedIn, and so now I've been in touch with him. So I'm probably going to catch up with him got made friends with a guy from PwC. So all these contacts have been pretty useful, and I'm messaging them, getting in touch and stuff. So I'm excited about that. But honestly, like I feel like it takes a bit of it's like it takes a day of recovery to get back to kind of full speed. And that's definitely something that I do like kind of keep in mind when I go out and stuff. It's not just one evening that you're out. It's like one evening plus whatever time it takes for you to get back on your usual rhythm. Yeah. I did a lot of small tasks. There's this one big development task that I unfortunately did procrastinate. Just kind of fell victim to the usual procrastination trap. But it is what it is. It's now 12. I'm not going to stay up until 3 a.m. tonight to do it because I do want to have, like, I want to keep my sleep. Also, I don't know if I'll be able to finish it tonight in one go. So I'm just going to have to tackle that tomorrow morning ASAP, and then send out my weekly wrap-ups for my clients. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about being able to build more in-person relationships. I think that was a really cool thing. Like one of my clients, actually, I think she's one of the people who I've been most impressed by in terms of, she's 22 or something, young founder, raised a little bit of investment, nothing crazy, but just, I see her posting stuff and I think like seeing that journey and doing so much more stuff in person, I think is a lot more fulfilling. And so I want to spend more time with my clients in person and stuff, which is, one thing, which is, I guess, a focus on, a focus that I have, I guess, for this year. So I want to go to I want to make more trips for my clients and stuff. And then I think maybe during the launch date for Flammate, I go to make a trip to visit my client. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and sleep. Hence the red lights, which is like just easier on the eyes when I'm about to sleep. And then, yeah, tomorrow I'm going to go to the gym, work on the development stuff I procrastinated, and that's it. I had some thoughts about something earlier today. Hold on, let me check. Okay, I remember what I was going to talk about. I was going to talk about pay-to-play networking. I think people. I suppose this is more so a theory of mine because I haven't been able to like fully test it. But I think there are arenas in which you can literally just pay to play to network with higher levels. And what I mean by that is things like if you, let's say you go like poker games, and I say this especially coming from Singapore, where things like kind of watch clubs, whiskey clubs, wine clubs, whatever, these things all exist. I suppose a lot of people see them as like stupid hobbies, but hobbies are great platforms for networking. Expensive hobbies are effectively pay to play networking, like access points, really, right? And I think this is especially the case in, for example, Singapore or like Southeast Asian countries where gambling is a big thing, because if you want to meet people who are like, you can't guarantee that they're interesting or that they're cool, but if you want to meet kind of wealthier people, the likelihood that they do more interesting stuff is obviously bigger because wealthier people by definition are more outliers. And you can like, it's really easy. If you have the money, you just pay a bigger entry fee, and like the game is going to be obviously with people who've got more money, who've got more stuff going on, whatever. And I think there's a lot of these, like if you pay attention, these opportunities do exist. And so you can, if you so choose, like put your money into those avenues in order to gain access to certain circles and see if you can learn something from them. And it's a bit of like, yeah, I mean, it's similar to an investment in your own education, but instead of like education, it's a bit of a gamble, right? Because you're throwing money to get into a circle which you think will educate you, but maybe they don't, maybe they do. Now, there's also a lot of people who might just do this for status, who just want to play status games instead. That's also a very big thing. And so, like, I suppose you should probably be aware of that. But, yeah, there are different arenas where you can pay to play network with cooler and bigger names. And I think it's important to recognize that, and just something which I've observed, like having been to a lot of different kinds of contexts, meeting a lot of different kinds of people. If you obviously like, sure, you can network at a bar, and I met this BlackRock guy at a bar. It was sheer luck, but the odds of me meeting somebody interesting like that guy are really low, right? Generally, they're like, it's the odds that I bump into somebody who I want to be hanging out with, because I like outliers. I like people with interesting stories. Like, it's going to be harder to find if you go to a place where there's a lot more access, because it's just obviously everybody's there. So it's a like, there's just a much larger group of people. It appeals to a larger, more diverse group, and so naturally it's less restricted. So yeah, I mean, I don't think there's anything new there. I think that's just a thought that I was having, because I went to a couple of these startup events, and like, especially for, I would say, for kind of company executives and stuff like that, that's where you also meet a lot of these, like in these circles, in these groups and stuff. I'd say you meet a lot of the big company execs and stuff like that, because they have money. They're probably the more common type of rich person, right? There's like corporate company money. But yeah, when you're networking, I think it's important to be deliberate about where you're spending your time. If you want to meet, like, it's important to be deliberate about, okay, who do I want to meet? You know, do you want to go hang out at this bar or at this other whiskey bar where you're more likely to meet these kinds of people? Like, pick your coffee shop a little bit differently. You know, is it a little more expensive up front? Sure, but it's the odds of you meeting somebody more interesting are also higher. Depends, right? You choose something obviously within reason. But yeah, and there are certain countries and places and cultures where this is obviously a lot stronger, and you can, the community, like this pay to play thing is a lot easier. Then there's also other places where you can pay all the money you want, but it's about like a different kind of status, right? It's about let's say social connections and stuff like that. And in that instance, it's not, you can have all the money, but if you don't know the right people, you can't get in. And that's like the next level of networking, is being able to know the right people that can open you the right doors. But yeah, I would say just more exposure, more practice, you're going to become better at it. This is what, like, I don't think I really realized just how much of a network I have. And I didn't really take stock, but just over the last years, like, I've been so incredibly open with my relationships, and like I you know, I'll go everywhere, make friends with anyone and everyone I can. And I think that's been really beneficial. And now I realize that I do have a lot of access. And I think it's to some extent been because I throw myself into as many situations as I can, like social, like go out, meet new people, stuff like that, then try and maintain, like, build authentic relationships. So authenticity, I think, makes you more memorable. And then also being somewhat deliberate about where you spend your time. So, you know, just thinking, like, if somebody's playing a poker game and you don't play poker, maybe you want to go anyway just to meet the people. And you buy in knowing you're going to lose all the money, right? You're like, this is an expense. This is the same as me buying everyone a round of drinks. Instead of drinks, I'm just going to use it on poker. I like, don't gamble if you're against it, but like, ask to join, you know, be like, oh, I'm not gonna play, but I'd love to join anyway. Stuff like that. Yeah, not to say that you can't find, like, you can also have these circles where they do rich people things and they're just really trashy people. Also exists, but yeah. Anyhow, I'm gonna head to sleep. Hopefully, make tomorrow a little bit more useful than today. I have to revise a proposal. I need to add this task to my to-do list. I just realized it's not on there. So revise this proposal, make a new proposal for a chat that I have next week, and then we'll be maybe kicking off a project in a week and a half from now, which would be really exciting, because that would put us, that would engage us with one more project, which is really, really nice. Yeah, so we need that to come through. We also need, we're handling what, 4 projects right now? Oh yeah, that one's gonna drop off. And we have these two. Oh, yeah, we need, yeah. So there's one project which we need to hit a certain milestone to unlock like a next wave of payments. And that honestly has been my shortcoming, like that we haven't hit that milestone sooner, because I've just been, a lot of the work, I haven't been doing as fast as I can. And I think to some extent that it's also been the result of the project dragging longer than it was planned for. Now, it's been pissing me off, but at the same time, like, all I can hope is that my ability to address that work faster. So I think that the procrastination reaction is natural. I think I'm particularly susceptible because I get easily distracted. But I think obviously I want to solve that. I want to improve that. That's a goal of mine. It was a total personal failure. Like, I recognize that, and all I can hope for is that I think I keep addressing this, keep working on it, and something, in 2-3 years time, I look at it and I'm like, oh, now I take half the time to address it. In the same situation, I would take half the time to address the problem. Now I also think, I think I should take that mindset and run with it today. If I could do it in 2 years, I can do it now. So that's the plan. I'm going to do that tomorrow. I finally ordered fuel, which is great. I got a bunch of little tasks off the to-do list, which is better than nothing, but yeah.